So last month, I know we were a little bit mean to you with those down ups, but you all did so well with getting yourselves down onto the floor and back up again. You were all moving so much more smoothly by the end of the month. You're all looking really good with the exercise. So I know it was a tough one, but hopefully you feel stronger for doing it and hopefully better in one way or another. So I thought next month in November will be a bit nicer. And I know lots of you have been asking around our using our balance wedges, even if you are unable to make the Revive classes that we've now put onto our timetable. So we thought we'd just give you all a little bit of a taste of using these in every class through November. It fits in quite nicely as we've got our posture workshop coming up on the 9th of November, where we're going to be using this much more as well through that workshop. So yeah, we're just going to go through a few little exercises on it. Here's a little taster for you. And I'm going to do a couple of other videos too, if you have got one of these at home, that you can work on a little routine at home as well from having this. So we're gonna, in the classes, we're gonna have the wedge, and then when you come onto the wedge, you wanna just at the base of your tailbone, okay, so you're not sat onto it, you're basically just off the bottom of it, okay? This makes it much more stable when you're doing the exercises, so it's much more effective. And this is really the main difference between using this and a foam roller, is it's much more stable, so you do get a lot more out of some of the exercises because you're not trying to worry about your balance as you're doing it. So from here, you can lower yourself down using your hands, or you can roll yourself down onto your wedge. So we're just lying onto our wedge here, and we've got our knees bent. So on our wedge from here, we're just going to think about how our back's feeling, and we can just do a few pelvic tilts, and that can just be quite nice, just to give our back a nice stretch through here. So just doing some pelvic tilts on our wedge. And then we're going to really focus on that upper back. So we're going to find a neutral, comfortable position with our lower back, hold it there, and then we're going to take our hands up to the ceiling, and we're going to try some overhead reaches. So we're just going to stretch both our arms back over our head and then back up to the ceiling. We're going to breathe out as we reach back, and breathe in as you bring our arms back up. Breathe out as we reach back, and breathe in as you bring our arms back up. So we're just getting that nice stretch through our shoulders into the upper back as we're reaching and moving. As we reach back, we can think about that connection between our ribcage and our stomach, and that can help give you a stronger stretch through your back and into your shoulders as we engage that core gently when we reach. So that's our overhead reaches. Let's go for one more. And then we're going to try some scapular settings. So elbows stay straight. We're just going to think about moving from our shoulders here, and we're going to try and think about squeezing our shoulder blades around the wedge. So we're going to reach those fingertips up to the ceiling, and then we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades back and together around that wedge, and then we're coming back up. So squeezing back and down around the wedge, and then you're coming back up. You're going to breathe out as we squeeze, breathe in as we reach back up, breathe out as we squeeze, breathe in as you come back up. So just really working those shoulder blades around that wedge. Think about really pinching it together between those shoulder blades. Let's go for one more here. And then taking ourselves into a nice stretch. We're going to bend our elbows. If you can, reaching those elbows down to the floor, but it doesn't matter if they don't quite reach. And then rotating your arms back as far as they go from here. We're going to bring our feet together and open our knees out wide. So we're coming into a reclined butterfly stretch. And this stretch, again, is just so much more effective on that wedge. It just helps us open out into our chest that little bit more. Feeling that nice stretch and opening out through the front of our body. Reversing that position we spend far too long in when we sit down for a lot of our days. So just into our stretch here as you take a few deep breaths. And then slowly bring those knees back together. You're going to straighten your legs away and then stretch your arms up and over your head, so we're into a full body stretch, making ourselves as long as we can. Really lengthening through that spine. Reach for those fingertips, point away at those toes. Let's take one last big deep breath here. And then breathe out and relax. Bring those arms down. And then you can bend your knees back in, and you can use your arms to help you up, or you can roll yourself back up from the wedge and then come and take a sit round. So that's just going to be a little routine that we're going to try and do in each of our classes throughout November to really work on your posture, get your back feeling better. And fingers crossed you find that's quite a nice one for us to work on after you work so hard throughout October. I hope you enjoy this one this month. If you've got any questions about using these or how to incorporate using something similar at home to get the same effect, then obviously come and talk to us at the classes. We're more than happy to advise you around. There's things you can do with rolled up towels. You can get hold of these from us as well, or directly from their website. And foam rollers can be an option too, but like I said, sometimes they're just not, they're not quite as stable, so you can be a little bit limited in what you do on those. So it helps, and I hope you're looking forward to our posture challenge throughout November.